All right, folks, it's like the perfect storm over at Harbor Freight. We've got a few sales that I've got to point out, and this one is a no exclusion any item 10% off. So if you're after some of the big stuff, we're going to go over that. You've also got Dollar Days pumping out right now, and you've got the new coupons out, and you've also got the upcoming parking lot sale. Inside track member starts 3-3. Everyone gets it 3-7. So we're going to go over a few of these highlights. I'm not going to go over every single thing. I'm going to go over what I would recommend inside of these sales. So first, let's go over this. Everyone saves 10% plus you get the free gift. Whatever. I'm not going to go over the free gift stuff. I'm going to go over the 10%. Saving 10% on any single item means I'm going to shop the high dollar, high ticket items, the stuff that rarely goes on sale. And that means I'm probably shopping like tool storage, big toolboxes, tool carts, jacks. Maybe I'm shopping like the $100 plus socket sets and torque wrenches and things like that. And if I zoom in on this coupon, and I know this coupon is a little tough to read, but bear with me, it is a no exclusions unless you're doing like track memberships, clearance stuff, extended service plans, and gift cards. Everything else appears to be fair game, and I'm not sure about in-store clearance. That's probably up to the store itself. And if you use the link I put down in the description, that 10% off will automatically apply to everything in your cart. Now, it would jump right out and say, hey, check this one out. You're going to save $59 off of this, all right? But, because that's 10%. But, hold on. The parking lot sale, don't jump too quick. Wait maybe a week. The parking lot sale has some really good toolbox sales in it. So, let's keep going through this. And one of the toolbox sales that's not out there in the parking lot one is this one. So, you can save $40 on this. If you want to get one of the 27 inches right now, 10% off that's about $40. 10% off the 72, you're looking at $180. $180 of savings on that. And guess what? Some of the stuff that never goes on sale, like, let's go over to Icon real quick. Icon rarely goes on sale. You're saving $300 off of the biggest one they offer. One other thing I want to point out about this 10% off, it's off one single item once a day. So you could use this all 3 days. It goes 28th, the 1st, and the 2nd. All right, so you could use this all 3 days, 3 different times on 3 different items. So if you're trying to build like a big 72-inch setup, you could go in day 1, buy the lower box, save $180. Go in day 2 and buy the top for it. And then you could go in day 3 and buy the big old side locker if you wanted to do that. So that's a way to save 10% on all 3 of the items in that setup. So that's that about the 10%. Okay, I would use it on a big ticket item. I wouldn't use it on something small, and I wouldn't go in just for this free gift and use it on something cheap. I'd go in and get something that you need that's bigger ticket, all right? So let's dip into the dollar days real quick. All right, this is going on until March 12th. You've got 20% off of all Fasten Strong fasteners. The nice thing about this super coupon is that it includes the crown stapler itself. So if you're in the need for that, 20% off of that, you're saving another $7 off of that. And then you can get all this stuff here, which is even more expensive than the stapler itself. The stuff to load it up. So if you're stapling stuff or firing fasteners into walls with pneumatic stuff, maybe this is one you want to check out. All right, let me explain real quick. My rule with Harbor Freight is if it plugs in, turns on, spins fast, or shoots things out of it, I tend to not buy it. If it says Icon or US General on it, I'll consider it. So let's go through these real quick. I'm just going to buzz through them, okay? If you need to pause it, you can. If there's something that I want to talk about and spill the beans on my experience with them, then I'll do that. This $6 wrench set, I would hold off. They don't test very well. Just believe me on that one. $8 ammo can, but honestly, I think this gets cheaper with the parking lot sale. That's a decent price if you're looking to just store stuff in a little plastic bin that closes up at the top. $8 tote, hey, if you're always fumbling around in the bottom of a bucket, for $8, that's a lot more helpful than a bucket. So that was it for Dollar Days. Now we're going to check out the Save with New coupons. All right, here we go. A lot of stuff that plugs in, turns on, and shoots things around, rotates fast. I'm going to skip all of that stuff. Maybe I'd go with one of these plugs down there for $1.99. Over here, I do use the smaller version of this, which I think is half price at the parking lot sale. If you need a 3-ton version, these are nice to have because they're aluminum, so they're lightweight to move around. The big ones, you're not going to travel with, like the Daytonas and stuff. Those are so heavy that you're rarely going to travel with it. This is actually a decent travel jack. Jack stands, it's up to you. Some people know about Harbor Freight's jack stands, some people don't. This right here, I would consider this ball joint press. It's an Icon name, and I've used some cheaper brand ball joint presses before, and legit, I have bent this clamp. I have stripped that thing before on some cheaper brands, and maybe those cheaper brands are even available at this very store, but I would probably try this out. $179, that's cheaper than paying somebody else to do it. I've never used this style jack stand. If anybody has out there, let me know what your thoughts are on that. I've never used that padded style. All right, a whole bunch of stuff that plugs in, turns on. No thanks, no thanks. This right here, 1/2-inch drive swivel head for 35 bucks. I love swivel head ratchets. I don't have an Icon one yet, but guess what? I might by the 9th. I love swivel heads. They save me a ton of time because you can basically rotate it and use it as a super fast nut driver. And if you need to torque the fastener down a little bit, you swivel the ratchet into a better position for that and just tighten her down. These right here, these come in handy for me a lot when I'm working on cars. Okay, if you need to mount like a wiring loom or a sensor somewhere, these insulated versions are great for holding on to that type of stuff so that the wiring looms and such don't wiggle around. I do have one of these from Harbor Freight, and honestly, it works very good for me. It's 18 bucks, man, that's a pretty good deal. If you grind a lot of stuff, drill a lot of stuff, or drop a lot of fasteners on the ground throughout the day, this thing is super helpful. I used to use one of these at a bar that I worked at. After hours as a bartender, you had to clean up behind the bar, and there was usually a million different bottle caps. One of these beats the heck out of bending over and trying to pick up a million bottle caps. Believe me on that one. I've had good experience with this wood glue. It's $1 off. Here's one that cracks me up. The American flag for $2.99 that's made in China, to the point where Minnesota won't even let you have it. Come on, Harbor Freight. Couldn't you source an American version of an American flag? All right, if you're yanking engines out, you can save a little bit of money on the shop crane here and the foldable engine stand. Now, I've got experience with this shop crane, and it's okay. It takes up a lot of space, and it does work. Another cheap utility ammo box, $9 for that one. This is a great deal. Honestly, at $4.99, I have the red-handled version of this from probably a decade ago, and it came nested with a few other different sizes inside of it or outside of it. I don't know which one this is. I use the little removable boxes for fishing tackle, and then I use this bottom thing for, like toe straps or something, I think, in the garage. It works fine for that. If you're going to load it up heavy with like hammers and such, you're going to want a metal one, not a plastic one. All right, and then down here in the welding machinery, which that doesn't pass my test. That marks the end of this coupon section. Let's get over to that parking lot sale real quick. All right, let's preview this parking lot sale, see what you can get into. Okay, first things first, the details inside the store and online. That's helpful. March 3rd through the 6th for the Inside Track Club members, and the 7th through the 9th for everyone else. And if you're really after like a toolbox of a certain size and color, it might pay off to get the Inside Track Club membership so that you can get that, because some of these things do sell out during this sale. Okay, and like before, I am not going to talk about every single item. I'm going to scroll and talk about the items that interest me and that I would recommend taking advantage of during this sale. Weatherproof case. Okay, 18 bucks. I might give that one a try for 18 bucks. Another option for an ammo can. This one's at $9.98. Here we go, the 42-inch roll cap. Let's talk about the US General. I know you were looking at it. $4.99, 100 bucks off, available in all colors. That's a really good price for that, especially considering what you can find at other big box stores for 500 bucks. This is very likely the best you'll find out there at that price point. All right, scrolling down just a little bit here. You've got in-store only 30% off of Hercules corded tools. In-store only 40% off of Quinn sockets and ratchet set. Now that 40% off is a great way to build your tool set if you don't have anything yet, or if you got to add on to it. That's a really good deal. 50% off all Hardy gloves. Now that seems to be the only in-store only stuff I'm seeing so far. Let's get into the stuff that you can also purchase online. Winches, that's 50-50. I've heard good things, I've heard bad things. If you're into off-roading and winching, let me know. Are the Badlands ZXRs worth it? Are they worth $279? And can they actually handle 12,000 pounds? All right, here we've got an $89 jack, but I think there's a better deal coming up. Hold off on that one. Down here, these little furniture dollies, they do come in handy if you're in the need for one. If you got heavy stuff moving around like filing cabinets or transmissions and stuff, this is a good one for you. Zip ties at $1.49. Those are 2-footers. That's something I'd consider. Whole bunch of Bauer power tools. Take a look at these. If they're a good deal for your budget and your needs, there's some pretty cheap stuff in here, but it breaks my rule of plugs in, turns on, spins fast. Another in-store only, 40% off the grinding wheels. However, I've never used a Harbor Freight grinding wheel, so I'm not sure how nice those are. Here's one I might jump on, the 10-inch tire. Wheelbarrows, hand dollies, stuff like that. I've actually got an upcoming project where I'm pretty sure this will fit. I'm not entirely sure, so I'll go down there and pick that up, and we'll figure it out. Over to the next page here. If you want smaller zip ties, $1.39, you get a choice of color, black or white. Well, neither one of those are really a color, but whatever. Long funnel, $1.92. That's a pretty good deal. Here's the better deals on the jacks that I was talking about. 3-ton low profile 124. If you got a sports car or a low car, you'd need low profile. Otherwise, there's no way you're getting that thing up in the air. The 4-ton version, let's say you've got like a Jeep or a crossover or something else that's got good clearance already. 169, that's nice. All right, and then we've got the gear-driven engine stand. I've got a version of this from Eastwood, which is a totally different design, but I want to let you know the gear-driven rotating style, rotisserie style, is amazing. If you don't want to deal with trying to find a friend to flip your engine over every time, you just kind of rotate that thing like a chicken on a rotisserie. And for $250, I think that's a pretty good deal. Again, Harbor Freight jack stands, $27. That's almost half off. That's a pretty good deal. I might risk my life for those on that one. Icon snap ring pliers. If you've ever been up against snap rings, you know that most other pliers just won't do the job. For $50, you might as well get the ones that'll do the job easily every time. This jack I use this all the time. It is wonderful. It's an easy traveler because it's super lightweight. It can lift 1.5 tons, which is more than most people need to lift, especially if you've got a small sports car and you're doing like a track day or something. That's something that's easy to carry along. Icon Creeper, that's a good deal. 78%, up to 78% off in-store, open box, discounted closeout, recon, scratch, dent, whatever. Limited quantities, selections vary by store, so watch out on that one. This is not like 70% off of everything ever. It's up to 78% off of what they have available at your store. All right, a whole bunch of more stuff that plugs in, turns on, that I probably don't recommend. This brake bleeder thing, I've tried it before from there. I would save your $17.99. Here's a couple really good ones. All right, $189 on the 5-cart. Tons of people use this 5-cart. You can get it in purple now, too. And this is pretty professional level. There are pro mechanics out there that love this thing. So any DIY guy at home, yes, this will fit your needs if you like service carts. If you want something huge, $13.99 on the Triple Bank 72. That's the monster. This thing's huge, and you can get it in 8 different colors. That's a pretty good deal. And if you're specific about a color that you want on either one of these, you might want to consider joining the Inside Track Club membership so that you can get the color you want before it sells out. Now, I don't have the Inside Track Club membership myself because I don't shop at Harbor Freight enough to justify that. Scrolling through this stuff, things that turn on, spin fast, shoot stuff out of it. Again, I avoid all that. Couple of storage bins and tarps, probably okay there. You've got some welders. Nope. This cart, I think that cart's a good deal. I'd probably jump on that cart. All right, in the last page here, we've got that Chinese-American flag again, some winches, some generators, pole saws, and stuff like this. If you need that, you know what? That I've heard is a pretty good deal. I've never used it, but that's probably a pretty good deal. You do get a 10% off, no exclusions if you decide to sign up for their credit card. Not sure I would do that. Anyway, Torque and Twisted, out of here.